Hi, and welcome to Mrs. Pam Reads. Today we are continuing in our story, Zoo by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. Cora's sort of joining me. I'm not sure if she'll stay or not. And today we're going to be reading in book 2, starting in chapter 32. In the last video, we let's see, Oz and Chloe had landed, and Oz was getting ready to go hop another plane to the United States and give a presentation to, I don't remember who. Hi, sweetheart. Yes. And he decided to ask Chloe to come with him because he didn't think that he would have validity as a college dropout. So that's where, and she agreed. She says, yeah, I think you're right. All right, so here we go. Zoo, chapter 32. The Broadway local clatters past on the elevated subway track when Natalie Shaw arrives at the door of Oz's building. Now, remember, Natalie is his old girlfriend. It's just past 5 a.m., still dark, though the sky is beginning to turn blue. The steel-shuttered Harlem streets are empty. New York City actually does sleep after all, she thinks. The backs of her knees and armpits. She didn't jump on the table. Yay. The backs of her knees and armpits are misty with sweat in the already warm pre-dawn summer air. She yawns as she keys herself into the dingy lobby. She's stopping by on her way home from the hospital, having just put in a 30-hour shift. She's dead on her feet. Trudging up the building's coffin-wide stairwell, she still doesn't know why she's doing this. She pretty much broke up with Oz in her email and told him to find someone else to look in on Atilla. Oh, no. It's the fact that he hasn't gotten back to her. Annoyed as that makes her, she can't help but wonder if maybe he never got the message, and now Atilla is starving or something. Getting closer to Oz's apartment, she doesn't have to wait long to find out that's not the case. She can hear Atilla by the time she gets to the 3rd floor. Christ, she can actually smell the damn thing as she climbs onto the 5th floor landing. She's baffled by the fact that Oz's neighbors haven't petitioned to kick him out of the building. But then again, she put up with him for a long time, didn't she? I'd do anything for love, she thinks, but I won't do that. What? Take a detour home after a 30-hour shift to go clean up some chimp? S-H-I-T? Well, apparently I will do that. Except it's not for love. You already broke up with the bastard. To hell with the chimp. You're a chump. In and out, she thinks, fishing Oz's keys from the pocket of her turquoise hospital scrubs. Oh boy. 5 minutes. Feed the monkey, clean the monkey, maybe, then get the hell out. Atilla goes apeshit as she comes in. Natalie winces as she approaches, and the chimp goes berserk with shrieking. It's piercing, nails on chalkboard, eep, eep, eep sound, the edge of it like a pocket knife slicing her eardrum. Nice to see you too, asshole. Sorry, Natalie says, lifting the pooper scooper as she unlatches the door of his cage. Your face could make a freight train take a dirt road. Did you know that? Anyway, Lucky Me is here to gather your droppings. She bags her rubber gloves along with the crap before coming back with the food. Tangerines, a stack of fig Newtons, and a pound of deli roast beef. not to mention applesauce with the crushed up vitamins and Zoloft. All of it on a tray. Surprised it wasn't silver, Oz takes better care of this chimp than he took care of her. Bon appetit, monsieur. Natalie sets down the tray and latches the cage again. Breakfast is served. Don't choke on it. Her hand is on the doorknob when she hears a noisy thump coming from Attila's direction. Ugh, what now? She hurries back into Attila's room. She stops short in the doorway. Atilla is on the floor of his cage, the food scattered pell-mell all around him. He's lying face down, his hands under his chest. He isn't moving. What in the hell? Did he have a heart attack or something? That is all we need, she thinks, undoing the latch, to have the thing die on her before Oz comes home. She bends down, nudges him, tries to turn him over. Atilla spins around and wipes a reeking handful of poop across the shirt of her scrubs. He shrieks and smears it down her chest and onto her pants. Then he jumps back into the corner of the room, panting, hooting, howling. Ah! Natalie stands looking down at herself in disgust. You evil little bastard, she shouts at the chimp. Then Atilla quits screaming, shuts his mouth, and with his sweet, expressive brown eyes, he gives her a cold, quizzical look that makes her begin to slowly back away. Interesting. Okay, I'm trying to get closer to you so you can, maybe I'm not so dark. All right, now we're on chapter 33. So maybe it's not the super's mother after all. Maybe it's Natalie that's going to have a problem. Hot, glaring lights bore through the diamond-shaped spaces between the links of Attila's cage as he lies, unmoving, on the cluttered floor of his room, all alone again. Oh, must be she left. Slowly, he rises to his feet and crosses the hallway into Oz's bedroom. He yanks out the drawers of the dresser. After upending the drawers, he ransacks the closet, hooting and screeching as he tosses jeans and shirts across the floor. Then he pees over everything. He drenches the clothes and continues on to the bed, training the hot yellow stream on the pillow. That done, he snatches the fire engine red hat from the bedpost and knuckle walks into the hallway bathroom. The wall bolts of the sink creak as he pulls his weight on it. He looks at himself in the mirror and positions the red hat on his own head in a rakish angle. He crouches on the edge of the sink, opposable toes gripping the porcelain rim, staring at himself. Atilla sits blank-faced on the sink, motionless and tense as he stares into his own glassy brown eyes, his rubbery mask-like face. Atilla is confused, becoming more agitated by the moment. Something strange and awful is stirring in his soul. He feels alienated by his own reflection. From the moment Natalie arrived, Atilla had detected an odd, unsettling smell, a mixture of the apricot scent of her shampoo, her minty deodorant, even the slight acrid whiff of nail polish on her toes. There was something queasy, bad, sickening about the combination of smells on her. All those grubby odors mingled with the worst smell of all, the scent of her resentment of him, her disgust. He smelled that. He smelled her contempt. That's why he had tricked her. Atilla returns to his cage. From the corner, he retrieves what looks like a children's toy tablet. It is a PECS, a picture exchange communication system. a talking touchscreen laptop designed to help teach language to autistic children, which Oz has used in his experiments with Attila. On the screen are arrows and rows of pictures, things that Attila might want, such as bananas, peanuts, balls, and dolls. Also scattered among the columns are pictures of faces displaying various expressions. Again and again, Attila presses the picture representing himself, and then the face in the lower right-hand corner of the grid. Attila, angry, says the chipper, computerized, female voice. Attila, angry. To the empty apartment. Attila, angry. That's the end of book 2, but we haven't read for very long, so we're going to go one more chapter. And so we are in book 3, Home Sweet Home. Chapter 34. Maun to Johannesburg, Johannesburg to New York, New York to DC. The chirping of the jet's landing gear and the accompanying jolt of bumping wheels woke me up as we touched down at Reagan National Airport. As we thudded along the runway, I gaped out the window at the majestic and welcome sight of the Washington Monument's ivory spire across the Potomac. I remembered coming down to DC from New York on Amtrak with my dad to see the sights when I was a kid. We would visit the Lincoln Memorial, throw pennies in the reflecting pool. Everything had seemed so solid then, so rational and safe. I reached into the seat back pocket in front of me and took out the DVR tape of the lion attacks that I'd smuggled out of Africa. That was then, I thought, shaking my head at it. This is now. Then I slipped the tape into my shirt pocket. I turned on the iPhone I'd bought in the airport. My inbox was flooded with emails, and there were 19 voicemails. During the layover in Johannesburg, I'd been contacting every scientist I could think of who might have an interest in HVAC. I'd put out the bat signal all over the world and had managed to scramble together a last-second rendezvous with several of my allies before my meeting with Senator Gardner. This was our first shot at getting HAC, HAC, taken seriously by the world, and I wanted to go over everything one last time to make sure we had our story straight. I looked beside me at Chloe, sleeping peacefully with her head against my arm. No wonder she was exhausted. We talked pretty much nonstop on our transcontinental trip back to the States, going over all possibilities about HAC. I was a little amazed at how quickly we also slid into more personal matters. Our childhoods, families, the kinds of things that really mattered. Chloe's mother had died when she was 5. Her father was a career military man, an officer in the French Foreign Legion who often left her on her grandparents' isolated cattle farm in Auvergne. Her grandfather, a retired civil engineer turned farmer, opened her eyes to the wonders of the natural world, farming, gardening, and especially animals. As the plane wheeled towards the terminal, Chloe woke up and, seeing me watching her, sat upright and rubbed her eyes. "I'm sorry," she said. "Nothing to be sorry about," I said as the seatbelt light bonged off. When we'd made it off the plane, I stopped in front of a breaking news feed scrolling across the newsstand TV. "What is it?" Chloe said. "I don't know," I said. "I was hoping CNN picked up on the animal attacks in Botswana." It was craziness, all right, but not ours. A girl with a shaved head, some sort of pop singer, was attacking a car with a broken umbrella while a dozen paparazzis recorded her every move. "Kitty Katrina shaves head, attacks paparazzi." Has Kit Kat gone off the deep end? Shouted the crawler at the bottom of the screen. Who's Kitty Katrina? Chloe said, looking at the screen confused. I shrugged. Welcome to America, I said. And that's where we'll stop. I think we've probably recorded for long enough for this one video. Well, still nothing with Attilla being, like grossly, horrifyingly violent yet. Still thinking that might come, but we'll have to see. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you'll get an update when a new story posts, and I will see you next time.